Hey everyone, my name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at some Choosing Beggar stories, so sit back, relax and enjoy. Choosy Beggar Maid of Honor / Bridesmaid. Background: my wife had lots of friends growing up through school. They continued into adulthood with less frequency as normal. However, when we started dating, they ghosted her. Apart from a few work friends and her best friend. To my surprise, her best friend was my cousin's ex-girlfriend. When I was 14, she'd moved from up north at 16 and lived at my grand's house with my cousin and aunt. During this time, my grandmother used to complain she was eating all the food, smoking all the cigarettes she bought my cousin, and calling her a user. She was a pleasant girl and we were somewhat friendly. Fast forward to the post-engagement. My wife asked her to be the maid of honor, and my wife's sister and a close friend to be bridesmaids. So we of course paid for their outfit, shoes, dresses, accessories, and we were paying for their hair and makeup to be done. The lovely bridesmaid then offered to do the makeup as a wedding gift to us, knowing how expensive wedding makeup is, and she's a professional beauty therapist the same as my wife. Everything falls into place and is going excellent. We are getting married 2 hours away and offered to pay for the wedding party's rooms. However, my father-in-law said he'd pay for his and wife's sister's. He also gave us money toward wedding as he was a traditional type. My brother said he'd pay for his and my father's. My mother's sadly not with us anymore, and my brother's girlfriend was home in Portugal for medical treatment not available in UK at the time. So we paid for 2 nights for mother-in-law's room, maid of honor, my room for the night before the wedding, bridal suite was included in the wedding package, and the photographer's room. Lovely bridesmaid insists on paying her own room, saying she's honored to be part of the wedding. All is fine. The maid of honor is a single mum with a 12-year-old son. She doesn't work and is on a pretty dang low state benefits. Over the course of the year, she starts talking to a guy online in New York, and she manages to talk another friend into paying for her ticket to go visit this guy roughly 3 weeks before the proposed hen do she was meant to be planning, and had picked the activities but not booked anything, and she messages lovely bridesmaid to ask her to do it instead, as she's too busy. She flies to New York to meet this dream man, comes home 2 weeks later, and messages my wife to say she can't afford to go to the hen do as the activities cost £75 and she doesn't have money. Wifey was upset, so I offered to pay for her share and my wife's share, as a maid of honor had said she'd cover both of theirs but spent all her money while visiting dreamy New Yorker. I felt compelled to do what I could to make my wife's hen do special, as I'd went with 8 friends to Prague for mine, with the best man covering my share. He wouldn't let me pay, and all my friends had covered their own share. And her friends couldn't afford to go anyway, so it was in our home city of Edinburgh. Hen do comes and goes. Choosing Beggar comes, but drinks only the free table drinks and eats the free meal. Wife-to-be has a great night, and lovely bridesmaid has organized lots of great things, and made gifts, put a lot of thought into the night to make it special. I made a joke about how lovely bridesmaid should be maid of honor, a joke I fully meant seriously, and my wife said I was right, but she couldn't do that to Choosing Beggar and ask her to step down. Later that week, Choosing Beggar phones in tears as she has no money and no food for her child, and her benefits are 4 days away. I gave wife-to-be my credit card and told her to take her food shopping to get her some food for her and the kid, and that she didn't have to pay us back. No, this is a week after returning from New York. She spends a small amount, around £40 from memory. This was the summer 2018, a month before the wedding. I don't remember exactly how much. 2 weeks later, dreamy New Yorker flies to Edinburgh to live with Choosing Beggar. Choosing Beggar asks if he can be added to the guest list to come with her son and her. We of course say yes, and let the wedding planner know and paid for the extra meal. Now the week of wedding arrives. She sends a photo of Dreamy in his new suit for the wedding. A Viking-looking guy in a baby blue suit like in Dumb and Dumber if you know the movie. But hey, it's all good. We say we can't wait to meet him in person, etc. 2 days before the wedding, Choosing Beggar phones and says Dreamy has looked at hiring a car to come to the wedding, but he can't afford it, so we will need to give them a lift there and back. I said to wife-to-be that I had plans for us after the wedding, that we could take them down, then drop them at the train station the day everyone's going home. I sent her a screenshot of the train cost, and it was £24 for all 3 of them to get home. She calls back 20 minutes later, saying she can't pay this and we should pay it, since we can't bring them back after all. I refused. She'd gotten to the end of my tether in helping her, and she now had this man from New York who surely didn't come here with no money and no job. He's an artist. So she now refuses to come to the wedding, saying it's unfair as we're paying for everyone to get their hair done, but she doesn't need hers done because she has dreadlocks, so we are being unfair to her. And that lovely bridesmaid is doing the makeup, so don't be cheap. My wife hangs up crying her eyes out, but she also refuses to pay for it, having growing increasingly sick of being used by Choosing Beggar, with the hen do, shopping, and all the wedding expenses for her to be so ungrateful. So I WhatsApp the Maid of Honor saying wife-to-be is upset, that we can't afford to pay for the train unfortunately. She messaged back saying, "It's only £24, you have money, you have your own business." I replied a little irate saying, "We've paid for everything else for you. I'm sorry, but it's only £24. I'm sure Dreamy can afford it too. He didn't come 5,000 miles with no money, surely." She then calls me, screaming down the phone, "Screw you! How dare you ask him to pay to be part of your wedding? He spent money on a suit. It's not his job to pay for it." I asked why it's my job to pay for it then, and she just screams, "Screw you! You're a fat prick, and I wouldn't come now even if you pay for it. Go screw yourself, and wifey can go screw herself too," and hangs up. So I was in the wrong for expecting this guy who wasn't even invited and I've never met to pay for himself and his new family to get a home from the wedding, when we've paid for literally every other penny associated and more. Once wifey stops crying, she phones lovely bridesmaid and asks if she will be Maid of Honor and explains the situation. Lovely bridesmaid said it would be amazing, but also if she does still want Choosing Beggar to be Maid of Honor, they would hire a bigger car to take them all home. They have a very small hatchback. We said no, she's no longer welcome, we'd like you to be Maid of Honor instead. It should have always been you since the hen do. Lovely bridesmaid fiance came to my stag do in Prague, having only met me a handful of times, and we became great friends, and I promised him I'd try to get lovely bridesmaid turned into Maid of Honor as she deserved it. So he knew we really wanted this and just didn't have the heart to ask Choosing Beggar to step down. In just 24 hours, she managed to create a bridal box for my wife with lots of little de-stress items like sleep spray, calming tea, nice chocolates, etc. for the night before wedding, and stayed with her in the bridal suite watching movies and talking. Wedding day comes and she gets up and gives a heartfelt, emotional, and funny as heck speech she managed to write after being asked. Although stole my cheesy joke about even the cake's in tears. The wedding goes fantastically. Wedding planner the day before wedding rearranged the tables to remove the extra places, and had our custom seating plan reprinted with lovely bridesmaid at the top table with us. No one misses choosing beggar at all. Oh, and for people in America, hen do is a bachelorette party and stag do is a bachelor party. That is a really good thing that they got her out of their life, because if you're not willing to spend, £24 after buying a suit and going to America for your so-called best friend being the maid of honor, then yeah, you're really not the best friend. Woman ordered the wrong thing and then demanded free stuff. This happened just the other day, but I work at a grocery store and sometimes my job involves shopping orders for our home shop service, where we put the orders together, bill them, and then the customer just comes and picks it up. We use these little hand scanners that show us the items, how many are needed, the aisle number, etc. We just use it to scan the item to tell the computer, we do have this item, it is now going in the bag to be billed at the end. If you try to scan an item that is not on the order, it will not work. The item has to be exactly what was ordered. This will be important. So I shop an order around 8 AM for a certain woman. I'll use Karen for her. It's not a huge order, and it wasn't very hard to shop. Part of it involved her wanting 2 ribeye steaks, so as I am shopping the order, I pick up 2 nice steaks and scan them. They go through, I bill it, call the customer, and put the bags away. I later also deliver it. A few hours later, we get a call on the phone designated for our department, and it is Karen. The conversation goes as follows. Hi, this is OP with this store. How can I help you? Hi, this is Karen. I picked up my order earlier and I did not receive what I ordered. Me grabbing her sheet and pulling up her order. What was the problem? I ordered 4 ribeye steaks, 2 doubles, and I only received 2 singles. Me remembering that I shopped this and that the scanner accepted what I picked up, and also looking at her order, it says here that you received the right item. I had to hand the phone to a more seasoned shopper. He looked at her order and confirmed, our shopper got what you ordered. However, she apparently said this was very inconvenient as she requested that we give her 2 more ribeye steaks for free, and she wanted them delivered to her house ASAP. I'm not happy about it, but we did it. Oh no, why the ending? Why did they do it? She's gonna call back every week saying, oh, I ordered 2 extra ones of these, give them to me for free, I hate that they did that. Every year for the holidays, my sister becomes a choosing beggar and it really gets on my nerves. My sister, who is 4 years older than myself, I'm in my early 30s, and married with both her and her husband employed, do this stuff every year. They have 4 kids, about to have their 5th in January. Every year, they send our mum an Amazon wish list of all her kids' gifts and asks my mum to complete the list. My mum is in no financial spot to be doing this, but does it anyway using a credit card, even after I tell her that my sister should be buying her kids at least a majority of their holiday gifts. Screw me, right? And then has the audacity to ask me to purchase them a Netflix account every year. Though I never do, I gifted them a year of Netflix years ago and specifically told her it was for 1 year and 1 year only. She tries to argue her kids' happiness and I should just get it for them, though she had never gotten me a gift in years, and I don't expect or ask her for anything. She bombards me via text asking for a payment method, or for the password to my own account that I pay for myself and have the other people that already use it who are much more appreciative, such as my stepdaughter and a couple of very close friends. It just gets in my nerves the way she exploits my mother's kindness and how it is extremely hard for my mum to say no to her children. As I have been the main source of income for my mum for the past lots of years, I just feel like I'm being taken advantage of by proxy. Anyway, I hope everyone had a nice holiday. I'm sure a lot of you have something like this going on in your family and can understand the frustration. Happy upcoming New Year! The worst thing with these as well is as long as though their sister keeps getting what she wants, it's never gonna stop, so they just need to like put more pressure on it to be like, no. But it's easier said than done, I guess. Sister being choosy. My dad got a new iPhone, so he gave my sister his old one. Instead of my sister just thanking him, she says, "Well, since it's a free phone and you didn't have to spend money on buying me a new one, you can afford to buy me a case." Dad just goes, "No, but since you're getting a phone for free, feel free to spend your money on a case." Sister didn't like that so much. Nothing too exciting, but made me laugh a bit. I like how their dad handled that, and apparently their sister is 20 years old, so yeah, even better. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more videos like it, then click on screen right now. And if you never want to miss out on a video, then hit subscribe, but I will see you all very soon.